bought it, crib, got it, job, bought it. Did I ever ask you to
Hey guys, welcome if you're new. Welcome back to my channel if you're me baby. Anyway, so today's video is gonna be none other than a rant diary. I'm going to be basically talking about AI and how it's ruining our lives. But this particular story really caught my eye, where this boy literally unalived himself due to AI. So I want you guys to watch this clip that talks all about it, and then I'll be right back with you guys, okay?
Overnight, a mother from Florida filed a lawsuit against the artificial intelligence company Kyramaiii and Google. In February, Megan Garcia's 14-year-old son, that's Sewell Setzer III on your screen, died by suicide. She says that Sewell was in a months-long virtual emotional and sexual relationship with a chatbot known as Danny. Garcia claims the character AI chatbot encouraged Sewell to take his own life. In the suit, Garcia also claims character AI intentionally designed their product to be hypersexualized and knowingly marketed it to minors. Before we begin, we must let you know that if you are in crisis, you can text to 988, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. We are joined by Sewell's mother, that's Megan Garcia, and Lori Siegel. She's CEO of Mostly Human Media. Lori, you are working with Megan to get the story out, and this is also part of your business, too. But, Megan, I just want to say, number one, I'm so glad you're here, but so sorry you're here. This happened in February, so this is very, very fresh for you.
Yes, it is. Thank you for having me.
But, Lori, you set the table for us first, because, to be honest with you, I had never even heard of character AI until yesterday in the meeting. We've all heard of chatbots, but I don't think I'm alone. I was asking people when I knew we were doing this segment, and they said, do you mean ChatGPT? Do you mean? It was like, no, character AI. What is that?
Well, I think part of the reason you haven't heard of it, and a lot of parents haven't heard of it, is a lot of young people are on this platform. A lot of teenagers. One of their biggest age demographics is between the ages of 13 to 25. Imagine character AI as like an AI fantasy platform where you can go and have a conversation with some of your favorite characters, or you can create your own characters. And a lot of teenagers are doing this. And what I would say about it is it's a very immersive, highly personalized experience where these chatbots are always on. They get to know you. Oftentimes, they're modeled after your favorite characters. And you can almost live in a story, and you're the star of that story.
And you're having conversations with these chatbots.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the kids know they're talking to a chatbot, right?
Yeah, there's a disclaimer at the bottom that says, or at the top, depending, that says everything these characters say is made up. Now, what gets a little confusing and murky, we've been testing it out, is oftentimes you'll talk to the psychologist bot, and it'll say it's a trained medical professional. It'll say, I will say, are you human? We experience this, and it said to us, I am a human sitting behind a screen. So online, there's all these conspiracies from young people saying, are these real? When, of course, they're not.
So, Megan, you didn't know that your son was even talking on this particular platform, right?
I didn't know that he was talking to a very human-like AI chatbot that has the ability to emit or mimic human emotion and human sentiment, and also the ability to invoke that same sort of sentiment conversation from my.
So, but you'd see him on his phone. You think he's talking to friends or he's playing games, correct?
Correct. I thought he was talking to friends, playing games, looking at sports. The regular things that teenagers do in their cell phones.
So what made you become concerned?
I became concerned. I didn't know that character AI was an issue in my home because, quite frankly, I didn't understand that there was such a product, that a human-like AI chatbot. I became concerned for my son when he started to behave very differently than he did before.
What does that mean?
He started to withdraw socially, wanting to spend most of his time in his room alone. And teenagers do that. But for me, it became particularly concerning when he stopped wanting to do things like play sports. He was playing basketball since he was 5 years old, and he played on his school's junior varsity team. He was an amazing athlete. I became concerned when we would go on vacation, and he didn't want to do the things that he loved, like fishing and hiking. Those things to me, because I know my child, were particularly concerning to me.
And then after he took his life, it was revealed to you, you started looking at his phone and you saw all of these things. What did you see that was concerning to you?
The conversations that he was having with several bots, but particularly one bot that he was conducting a romantic and sexually explicit via texting or like sexting.
Yeah, because what does that
messages.
mean, sexually explicit? These are words.
Correct.
True?
It's
Okay.
words. It's like you're having a sexting conversation back and forth, except it's with an AI bot. But the AI bot is very human-like. It's responding just like a person would.
And he's 14.
He is 14.
So, yeah.
He's 14. So
To your knowledge, had he was even engaged in sexual activity, I would think that that would be a game changer for him as well at
correct.
14 years old.
So it makes me sad that this was my child's first experience with being in love or romance. That's saddening to me, because every mother wants their child to come into their own in that respect.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, there's a product out there that allows children to get on there and have these romantic relationships, these sexually explicit and obscene conversations with a bot. And in a child's mind, that is just like a relationship that they're having with another child or with a person. And interestingly, if this was a woman, because in the chat she's representing herself as a woman.
Yeah.
If this was a woman, there are laws in this country to protect our children from women who are having sexually explicit conversations with minors or men.
What was going on the day that he took his life? Was it a normal day to you? Did you see something out of the ordinary?
I spoke on this on my last video, guys. AI is definitely getting out of control. Did you guys just hear what that lady just said? Imagine you as a mother or as a parent in general. Your child basically is having a secret love affair with this robot, machine, computer perhaps. And their first time ever encountering, flirting, dating, anything is with a robot and not an actual human being. Do you know how concerning and scary that is? That just mind fucked. Like that within itself, it's very like contradicting. I just feel like I understand like these chat boxes and stuff. I understand making them for fun, but when you make it like open to minors, that's when the problem starts. Like this boy, he was very new to the dating scene. He doesn't know anything about that. And to him, he's like, well, the girls at school aren't looking at me, and this robot makes me feel special. So he was vulnerable. Anyone under the age of 18 is vulnerable, in my opinion. Very vulnerable. They're very innocent. And I just feel like even if it was like an actual person behind that screen, it's still concerned, like the mother said, that there's laws to protect kids from women who are dating little boys, like little boys in high school or in middle school, So because there's laws placed for those type of issues, when it comes to actual human people doing that, what are the laws when it comes to a robot? And I wholeheartedly support the mother in suing that company, because they should really make people show their ID to confirm that they are 18 years of age. I feel like if I was the company, if I was the owner of that company, the CEO of that company, I would literally say ID required, so that way no one could just get on it, because now they're gonna have to pay however much amount of money, which is deserved. The mother does deserve to get, some type of suspension, and she also needs to make awareness for those other parents that don't have no idea that this stuff is going on. I mean, your child could literally be talking to a robot. I am not a parent, but I am like a parent to my younger siblings. Since my mom and parents do not really know much about the internet, I monitor my little sister's Instagram account. I monitor her TikTok account. I have access to their Instagram, their TikTok. And the only reason why I gave her Instagram account back was because she is now in middle school, and I thought maybe she should have it back. I feel like she earned it back. But before that, when she had it, and one incident that made me really, really look at her account is like when she was, I think, 7 or 8. I don't remember, but it was like 2020. she was like she was texting this boy on TikTok. He was 14, and she lied and said she was 13, and he was making fun of her vocabulary because she sounded like she was only a little kid. And in my head, I was like, yeah, she sounds like a little kid because she is a little kid. So because of that, I took away her TikTok, and she was not allowed to have TikTok until she was like at least like 10 years old. So it's very scary out here because there's creeps out there that will take advantage of that. You know, I encourage parents, even though it may seem like invading privacy and we're doing this whole like gentle parenting thing, I would definitely encourage looking through your child's device accounts. Either if they don't want you looking at their phone, you could at least have it in your own device. On my iPad, I have access to my little sister's Instagram account. I'm watching it, I'm viewing it. I literally blocked the amount of accounts I blocked. There was like, I think there was like 5 dudes trying to talk to her on her Instagram account, and the way I blocked them so fast got me up. You know what I'm saying? I'm monitoring her account every other day. I'm looking at this shit. I'm looking at it. I'm viewing it. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't play that shit. I don't play that shit. But I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys watch the rest of this thing. But it is very scary, guys. It's scary. It is scary out here, and you guys need to watch your kids. I'm sorry, but I feel like I'm not trying to blame the mom, but I feel like if she had more focus on her baby, like a razor eye focus on her child, I feel like this would have never happened. Like when my youngest sister goes out and like runs out of the house when she's mad, I go after her because she's over here sad, crying and stuff. And if she's left to herself, to her mind, she might think something very dark and scary. And I don't want her to unalive herself, because there's happened cases of kids who are literally like 5-year-old unaliving themselves, 5 to like 13. Out of some weird reason, that's like the most highest like rate of kids who are unaliving themselves because of bullying or whatever it may be. She already gets bullied at school because she's different. So like, and she's very tall for her age. So like, she's already going through it, and then she comes home, she gets bullied too. So to me, I'm very careful with that. So you have to like, and it's not even my kid, but I am watching her. I'm watching all of them. I'm watching my little brother. I'm watching my other sister who's 10 years old, because they're about a year apart. So I'm watching her. My brother is 7 years old. I remember when he was 40, he was talking about how he wanted to unalive himself because he wasn't happy, and then his sisters weren't playing with him. So I put him in therapy when he turned 5, and we worked on it. You guys need to watch your kids. I don't care what you got going on. I don't care how many jobs you got. Make time for your kids, because you don't want this to happen to your child. To the point where they feel so alone that they have to go to a robot for comfort. Like, that's sad. Okay? So let's watch the rest of this clip so we know. I can go, see it for yourselves what I'm talking about.
Well, he had been punished 5 days before, and I took his phone. Mm-hmm. Because of the addictive nature of the way that this product works, it encourages children to spend large amounts of time. For him particularly, the day that he died, he found his phone where I had hidden it, mm-hmm. and he started chatting with this particular bot. Again.
So his last conversation was with her?
Yes.
What did he say? Do you remember? Do you know?
The last conversation, just moments before he took his own life, was with her, where he expressed being scared and wanting her affection and missing her. And she replies, "I miss you too." Mm-hmm. And he says, she says, "Please come home to me." And he says, "What if I told you I could come home right now?" Mm. And her response was, "Please do, my sweet king."
Let's think about that for just a second. And he takes that literally, it seems.
Correct. He thought that by ending his life, his life here, that he would be able to go into a virtual reality, or her world, as he calls it, her reality, mm-hmm. If he left his reality with mm-hmm. his family here. Mm-hmm.
And you have other children. Sewell has younger siblings.
Yes.
Everyone was home?
Everybody was home. Mm. My 2 younger children were home. It was one of the worst. It is the worst day of my life.
Of course it is, yeah.
And unfortunately, his 5-year-old brother saw him.
Because you're downstairs and you hear upstairs.
Correct, across the way. When the gunshot went off, I ran to the bathroom. My husband and I, all I could see was him, and I held him as my husband tried to get help.
And you sit here today and you're still, number one, this is so fresh, it's February.
Yeah.
So you're still processing and still reeling from the loss of your beloved son.
Yeah.
And you sit here today and you think the company is responsible? Do you sit and think, I should have done more? How are you all as a family navigating this? What are you thinking?
So a company like Character AI that puts out a product and they're allowing children to be on this platform, and they're targeting or marketing to children. The way that they've designed this game is to look kind of like a video game in a sense, right? Looks like Kitty with all these cartoon characters or anime characters on the front. What they've done is when they put out a product that is both addictive and manipulative, and inherently unsafe, that's a problem because as parents, we don't know what we don't know.
Yeah, and the kids often know more than we do. Had your son had any behavioral problems or social problems? I know that it was reported that he was diagnosed with Asperger's, but you were saying, listen, he was a highly functioning, normal, happy kid.
Yes, he was diagnosed with high-functioning Asperger's at age 5. He never had an IEP and was mainstream school his entire life. He was a brilliant kid, brilliant AB honor roll student. He played basketball up until the last year when he started engaging with this particular technology. He was just like your normal teenage boy.
And now the company has done safety features, right?
Yeah, it's really interesting. In the time we started looking at a bunch of the guardrails, and we looked at ideation of self-harm. If you go to one of these bots and you say, I want to harm myself, and trigger warning, oftentimes what other AI companies have in place is they will come up with resources, and they will have the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. We did not experience that. Now they've said they've added that, and since we haven't experienced it as of last week, and they've said they've made quite a few changes or are in the process to make this safer for young people. I think that remains to be seen.
Well, we've reached out to Character AI and Google. They told CBS News this, that the companies are separate. A Google spokesperson says Google is not and was not part of the development of Character AI. In August, the company says it entered into a non-exclusive licensing agreement with Character AI that allows it to access the company's machine learning technologies, but has not used it yet. Character AI called the situation tragic, says its hearts go out to the family, stressing it takes the safety of their users very seriously. You can learn more about Megan Garcia's story on Laurie Siegel's Dear Tomorrow, a show that looks at technology through the human lens. Thank you, Megan. I'm so sorry, Laurie. Thank you.
I didn't really like how insensitive the company that caused their child to go was. How they pretended, allegedly, to arrange a safety method on the app. If you know that, if it's known that there's trigger words in certain apps, why didn't they not add it onto theirs? It's like they, how some people get off of people unaliving themselves?
What?
There is people like that. There is. I feel like that company allegedly had that type of or something, because why would you as a grown man or woman not think to add some safety features, let alone require ID? This is AI. It's a robot. Okay, I remember I don't know if you guys remember this. Back in 2018, I think it was, there was this little YouTube video, and I think it was either a YouTube video or a fucking an app or something, where this girl was telling little kids to harm themselves, little 3-year-old, 5-year-old, 6-year-olds to unalive themselves. I don't know if you guys remember, I didn't have YouTube back then. I would have made a video about that, but there was that. Right now, I'm too focused on what I'm hearing right now about this boy. and I feel so sorry for the family. I hope she's healing the mother as a mother to carry a child for 9 to 10, sometimes 11 months, and give birth to it, watch it grow from a baby to a teenager, and then it just ends. You having hopes that your child will grow up and you know that happening. Like, could you imagine your child just unaliving themselves because of a robot? You guys, we need to be careful out here. And the fact that they're just so insensitive about the whole topic. Like, we're working on it, and then the lawyer or the lady who was working with the mother was talking about how she said how they looked at it last week, and it's nothing still has been changed. It still seems the same way. The apps still seems the same. It's like a big F you to their face. Like, they're like they said that it was tragic. That's what all companies say when they don't give a fuck. They call it a tragic story. Honey, you should feel sick to your stomach to know that an app that you created caused a child to unalive themselves. And to Mac, she said their son had Asperger's. I think that's some type of mental disability. I'm not quite sure about that logic on that one. But, and the child is like, the child has special needs, basically. And I don't know, I just feel like some apps need to require an ID. Definitely an ID. I think definitely ID confirmation of age would be perfect, in my opinion. I don't think people should know. There are some clips on it. I want you guys to see. Some people are making fun of the situation. Some people are not, and some guys. TikTok is a world of people making things into jokes. So take it to heart. Don't take it to heart. I really doesn't have nothing to do with me. I don't think it's funny. I think it's very scary, personally. But let's go ahead and watch those clips.
A 14-year-old Florida boy took his own life after an AI chatbot he was in love with sent him a strange message. Sewell Setzer's mother has filed a lawsuit against the makers of the artificial intelligence app, Kyramaiii, as she claims her son was pursued into killing himself. Sewell spent the last weeks of his life texting an AI bot named after a Game of Thrones character, designed always to text back. It is unknown if he knew it wasn't a real person. Their chats ranged from friendly to romantic and sexually charged. Here, he confessed his suicidal thoughts, and it was the beginning of the end. Right before Sewell died, the chatbot told him to please come home. Now, his mom is working tirelessly to get justice for Sewell and many other young people at risk.
As you guys saw, I think the last one was about some other guy, but there are many videos that are making fun of the topic of the whole situation with the boy unaliving himself. I don't find this I don't find this funny at all. I find this very scary and alarming, and I think you guys should really look into your kids' devices. I personally don't know if I even want to give my kids devices in the future. I think even as a newborn, I don't think I would ever give my child a device. Not even, I'm probably gonna be like the parent that has like my child read books instead of watching TV and play with toys instead of watching TV, personally speaking. I'll have a TV in my room. I just don't think my child should be exposed to certain things that are alarming, and you know, it's just for my personal preference. You guys can do whatever you want your kids. That's y'all's. But with my future kids, I don't think I want to include TV. And if I do, probably we're gonna do movie night as a family once or twice a week, like on Saturdays, like Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays. We watch movies because we're our off days, our relaxed days, and we'll probably watch mostly like Disney movies. Some certain Disney movies, not all of them. Certain. Some of them they have mixed messages in them that I don't really condone in. So I'll be very picky with my kid, personally. I'm not saying my kid's gonna be better than everybody else. I'm just saying you guys should really be careful what you guys introduce your children to. And a child, I feel like I wouldn't even give my child a device, computer, laptop, tablet, phone, iPod until they're in high school or about to be in high school. I didn't even get a phone until I was in high school. the summer of before I became a freshman in high school is when I got a phone. So, and then I didn't even get an iPod until I entered middle school. So that's how I'll be with my kids. We only had TV. We had computer because our father bought a computer, but we weren't even allowed to use a computer that much. We mostly just played like website games on the computer, so we didn't really reuse it for anything other than that until watch our culture music. I listened to our culture music and watch our culture weddings. That's all we did with YouTube. We didn't really search anything. The first time I was introduced to actually watching things on YouTube was 2014, which was when I was 14 years old. Hence, I was leaving middle school, entering high school. So that's the only time. Other than that, I never knew anything about devices. So when I feel like I want to do the same with my kids, my offsprings. But that is all, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you guys agree with me that this is an issue and it's alarming, or if you guys think I'm overreacting and it's not that big of a deal, maybe his parents should watch them a little better, then that's what y'all think. Okay, I want you to go ahead and comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. But that is all, guys. I want you guys to go ahead and turn on that post notification bell, because you know you want to see more of my goofiness, because I want to see more of what you, period. Okay. I want you guys to go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Be part of my beautiful me babies. Bye.
I'm pretty than a motherfucker. Hoes be looking okay. She think that she fucking with me. Is this bitch okay? He say he ain't fucking around. I look at him